Yeah.
You know, it's like there's two type of project. The one you start from scratch.
Yeah.
That can be a lot easier to estimate. You know, like based on what the client will have as a specification for like I want this, and then try to estimate on that. And based on different experience, you're going to get maybe a nice total, but it goes back again to what we talked earlier. You know, like the knowledge over time, like the point where you know the less about the project is at the beginning, and then as you progress with it, you know, like when a project, when it starts, okay, you think you have it all right, but then 1 month later, 2 months later, some requirement can change, some stuff can happen. So that can be the kind of thing that can differ between some company, because some company will maybe not account for that, other will account for that. So it's like on that part, I would say like it's best to just like discuss with the company, trying to understand what are their own process, their own thinking. And you know, it's not because the number is lower or higher, it's not a score, you know, it's not a high score. It's just like at the end you just want to find a company that's just going to work with you, listen to your needs, and try to match your business needs with like the technical needs that you want, and try to do their best at that. And then there's a project that you get, you know, like already live with all kinds of whatever happened in there.
Yeah.
And then you discover. And that kind of project, it's like, it's sure, like you have an e-commerce with Magento. I'm just taking Magento as an example, but you have e-commerce with Magento. I work with different e-commerce with Magento, and you think, oh, it's another Magento. Yeah, but like people can do so many things in different ways, in different mindset. And then you open this, is like, sometimes first feeling is like, what happened? You know, what happened there? And trying to understand all those things.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's so many different paths to get to what you want to
Exactly,
get done.
exactly.
That when you open the hood, you have to figure out which path the guy took. It's not like a car. You open the hood, you know how it's supposed to be, and you can work. You can change the engine if you need. But when it's not the case, when like in development, there's 20 different paths you could have took, and every developer has his own style.
Yeah, and sometimes you have standard, like Magento, you have standard, Laravel too, you have standards, you know, like the core library are just like working that way. Then you open it, somebody hack the library. You know, like it's not working as it's supposed to be. That engine is not supposed to, it doesn't work how it's supposed to be. And you're just like, okay, this is unknown, something new just pop up in your face. Just, okay, we need to revise everything and try to understand what happened there. Because I'm pretty sure they did that for a good reason. I'm pretty sure of that. But what is the reason? If there's no documentation, if there's no comments in the code, anything, that just adds so much more to just trying to understand what's happening.
It's the context too. What context the developer was in. And that is a problem also from a developer to another, because even sometimes within their own, from a developer to another, they don't take the time to think about what I'm wondering, like, okay, it looks not good. It really doesn't look good. And I'm wondering what context this guy was in, you know? But up front, like, we have projects here that anyone would look inside and be like, how the heck? But there was a context to it. There's always a context to it.
Yeah.
And it's important to assume that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just sometimes it's like archaeology. You find fossils in the ground and just like, what happened? You know? And it's not in a bad way. It's more like you have to understand that without having other information, and that sometimes can make it hard. You know?
Yeah.
In my opinion, to address Walter's original question, I think that in development on the business side, estimates, if a company does even provide them, is a guideline. It's a guideline that you need to use. But I think the common theme in the answers here is communication. So if you're looking for an estimate in concrete on a code base that you're asking a new developer who's never seen it before, provide you with an estimate, honestly, no matter what they say, it should be treated as a guideline. And you need to have regular meetings every 1 or 2 days. You need to say, okay, feature number 1 that we asked for that you had estimated to be 2 weeks, where are you reached on it after 2 days? How are you feeling? Are you hitting any obstacles? Are you hitting any roadblocks? That's the only way you're gonna get through that project, because people can provide you estimates. A lot of times they're just guessing, you know? How long is it gonna take you to clean out your garage? I don't know. It's probably gonna take me a day. It ends up taking you 3 hours, right? So there's so many factors, but the regular communication, whether it's daily, every 2 days, 3 times a week,
Yeah.
is the only thing that's gonna give you peace of mind and make you realize if you're gonna stay on budget or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
And upfront, anyone who works on an estimate has to assume that he's gonna be wrong in some ways.
And he's estimating the unknown as well. But I understand a business owner asking for an estimate
Of course.
because they want to see if it's in their budget.
Yeah.
But there's huge wild cards and unknowns. But a diligent person will meet daily with their development team or every 2 days with their development team where you reached. Oh, you know what? That thing that I said it was going to take me 2 weeks, it's already done. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Or there's no way it's going to be done in 2 weeks. You should know right away so you
But
can.
even with our internal ERP, at first, not even that, but before some other project I've been involved in, I was like that too. Like, okay, someone tells me 5 days, it takes 7, and I'm like, what the heck? Now it's for me. After years of it took me years to realize that, and now it's more like, here's the feature. How long you need? About 10 days. Cool. Because I want to know, is it months or is it a few days?
You
If
have
it's
to
just
know.
if
Yeah.
it's just a few days, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
If we're developing a map feature on the CRM like we did, and if I would have been told it would take 6 weeks, that might be expensive for what we're gonna do with it.
Yeah.
If you have this mindset,
Yeah.
you're good. You're good. But if you have the mindset of it's supposed to take 10 days and it takes 11 and you get nervous, you're gonna fail.
Mm.